Welcome to the opening crack.
Ooh, there it is.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks good.
Oh, dang.
Oh,
Too much.
It's gonna spill. Get him up.
And that's how we start off episode 1 of the opening crack is Phil almost overflowing a beer on the table.
Rule number 1, tilt the glass.
I got excited, okay? Give me a break, okay? I do know how to pour a beer, I promise.
Uh-huh.
Well,
That's debatable.
It's time for the opening crack. This is a sideshow to our normal D&D show that we typically do, where in this show, we're going to taste and rank some excellent beers.
That'll do.
Tonight, what are we drinking?
Ooh, it's a good one.
Yes, sir. We are drinking Pseudo Sue from Toppling Goliath Brewery out of Decorah, Iowa. This beer is described as a pale ale. So, boys, let's start off with our opening thoughts on this one.
This is a tasty one. It's fresh.
Yeah, the citra hops come through nice and bright. It almost gives it like a mango-y flavor.
Yeah, you definitely taste that citrus coming through. It's a nice, bright flavor for sure.
Absolutely.
Thoughts on the can?
Oh, that is my favorite part. Like, it's got this purple and green dinosaur T-Rex. Does not look like Barney, for the record.
I would hope not.
It's the same colors, but it's not Barney. But it's hard to mistake. You're gonna notice it when you see a giant purple and green dinosaur on a can.
For sure. So I guess, guys, would this be a brew that you would, now that we've tasted it, would you order this in a bar somewhere?
I would. Yeah, this is something that I would drink. It fits my palate. It's a type of style of beer I would normally drink.
Yeah. You know, I think so we're drinking this out of a can. If this was on tap somewhere, 100% yes.
True.
I do think it'd be a little smoother out of a tap.
At a bar, I don't know that I would. I think I like this sitting at home where you can focus on it a little bit more, depending on where you're drinking it. I would say, depending on what type of bar or whatever. But here, it tastes great.
Sure. So we had to come up with this a way to rate these beers, guys, and we've connected this back to our D&D roots, back to the Bards and Barrels aspect of this, with a challenge rating. So challenge rating 1 beer would be like your cream ale, maybe even like your light domestic beers would fall into that challenge rating 1. At the other end of the scales,
Intro to beer.
Intro to beer, exactly. At the opposite end of that is going to be like your double IPAs, your imperial stouts, things like that. There are heavy beers, heavy hops, things like that. Let's go around the table. Where do we think this bad boy falls in there?
Ooh, this is a tough one. I would put it like a challenge rating, like 14 or 15 maybe. It's got a lot of hops to it, a lot of beer flavor to it with those hops, that somebody just getting into beer is probably going to be overpowered. But if you like hops, or if you're getting into the IPAs, this is a good one to be able to. It's not an IPA, but it's a good close neighbor to them.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with Brett. I was thinking 14 just as it was coming out of his mouth too, and I think that is probably where I would put this one in at. I think it's not overly complex, so it is a good kind of intro into IPAs, pale ales, because it's not going to like pound you with a whole bunch of different kind of hops.
It's like a smoother taste than an IPA.
It is, for sure.
It's not bitey.
Yeah.
I can't really disagree with you guys. I would definitely rate it higher than a 10.
Yeah.
So if I'm thinking like from the aspect of somebody who maybe doesn't drink craft beers or beers on the regular, it's got to be up there in that 13, 14 range. For me personally, I would probably rate this a 9 or a 10. Like this, it's hoppy enough that I'm not going to go straight to it maybe, but it's definitely one of those beers where it's super refreshing. I think that's the best thing about it is like you drink it and you're like, oh, this is nice.
This is a good like summer beer.
Yes, that's a great way to put it. It honestly the citra hops comes through for me as mango-y. In a good way. Like mango cart is too mango-y and too light, where
Fair.
this is almost gives me that mango flavor, even though that's not what they're shooting for. But it hits the notes in a way that I'm like, yes, refreshing, summer, bright.
I want to go
great.
play some yard games and hold one of these in my hand.
Yes, I would totally do that.
As long as you drink it fast enough, it doesn't get hot.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
so these do come in big cans. So they're what, 16 ounce?
yep, it's a pint.
Yeah.
Yep.
So larger cans than just like your regular 12-ounce cans. So be warned if you're drinking outside. Wear a koozie.
And I would say that it's not going to knock on your ass either. It's only 5.8% ABV, so it is a beer that you could have a couple of and you would still be okay.
And I think some of that goes back to it's not an IPA. Typically, your IPAs are going to be slightly higher ABVs than your pale ales. So I think you're absolutely right, and I think that plays to its advantage almost.
Did we hit on yet, guys? I know we talked about the name of the beer and brewery. Did we talk about where this is at?
I did. I mentioned that it was in Decorah, Iowa.
That's right. Okay.
It's a pale ale.
And it's a pale ale, yeah. So I think we hit the main points, but no reason we can't say that again. Shout out to Iowa.
Do we, though? Sorry, Iowa.
But not sorry.
We still love you. It's okay.
But now that we've talked about places that are made up, what pub in Faerun would you
Heyo.
find this beer?
Wow, shots at Iowa tonight, man! Oh man. For me, this is gonna be in a pub somewhere down around Candlekeep. It's gonna be on the coast, where it's warm. The brewers at Candlekeep definitely have a hand in this. Maybe the pub is called the Sea Winch or something like that, like a port pub type place.
I'm picturing this more inland, like if you're going along the southern side of Faerun and you're going along a bunch of hay fields and you run across this giant windmill off on the corner. It's been converted to a pub, and inside that pub, they're making this one.
And out back, they're playing cornhole
Yeah.
or bags
in
if you're from
Bags.
up north. Bags.
Bags.
Guess we're just dumping on all kinds of states today, huh?
We're sorry. We're
Sorry,
sorry.
Places we
everyone.
can't go on tour.
Sorry.
What about you, Phil?
I was trying to decide where I would place this right now, and it's got to be further south. It can't be too far north because it doesn't feel like it's a wintry, cold type of beer. I would probably, for some reason, I'm being led to like El Terrell. And maybe it's just because we've played there before, but I feel like
I
this
can see it.
beer should be served in El Terrell, and then they're going to sidecar some off to Baldur's Gate because everything's
That's
in
where,
Baldur's
that's where you
Gate.
make the money.
Everything's in Baldur's Gate. But
What-
pub-wise,
What's the pub look like?
well, I'm trying to decide how many holy symbols are in this pub. I feel like it's a church, for sure, right?
Some of the best ones are. Best breweries, that is.
Tyr? Do you feel like Tyr would have?
I think he enjoys a good drink on occasion.
I feel like that would be acceptable, right?
That could
I
work.
mean, he's got a drink because he's missing a hand, so you got to do something with the other hand, or to get over the fact that you only have one hand.
There it is. The Bloody Stump.
Say it, Brett. Say it.
Oh my god, I can't.
That's what she said.
The Bloody Stump in El Terrell is where they serve this. Okay, that's fair.
Now
I go for
hiring.
that. Oh man. Okay. Let's give our final yay or nay on this beer. What are you thinking, guys?
I'd drink it again. I'll give it a yay.
Yeah.
I would too. I think the
Pour me
biggest.
another.
Shit, well, if we had another one, I totally would. We drank them all up already. So that's a kudos out there to Toppling Goliath for creating a pretty solid brew. I will say if you do want to go check out their website, you can hit them up at tgbrews.com and see the other beers that they have. We were able to find this at our local Walmart, so it's possible that if you're in the central part of the United States that you can find this pretty locally. If not, check out their website. You can probably figure out where you can buy this.
And that's going to do it for this bonus episode. Stay tuned for more beer reviews in the future. You can check out our regular show, Bards and Barrels, anywhere podcasts can be found. You can also follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Bards and Barrels. Until next time, may your dice be hot and your beer be cold.